A Travel Diary by Alice Phillips. Day 1. Touchdown in Cairo. A New Year's welcome. The moment I stepped off the plane into the Cairo night air, the holiday magic began. My tour manager greeted me at the airport like I was an old friend. Smooth, efficient, and warm. Everything you want after a long flight. As our deluxe vehicle cruised through the city, I caught glimpses of minarets under golden streetlights, and the buzz of Cairo immediately gripped my curious soul. At the hotel, check-in was a breeze. I sipped my welcome drink in the lobby, already feeling the history and hospitality of Egypt wrap around me. My heart was racing. I was here in Egypt at Christmas. Day's impression. That first breath of Cairo air, dry, spiced, and promising adventure, is something I'll never forget. Day 2, the pyramids and the gem, a childhood dream fulfilled. Waking up in Cairo felt surreal after a hearty breakfast. I met my personal guide, and we drove toward the Giza Plateau. And then they appeared, the pyramids. Massive, majestic, mythical. I stood there, jaw-dropped, facing the Great Pyramid of Khufu, with the golden desert sun casting soft shadows across the stones. I'd seen it 1,000 times in pictures, but nothing prepares you for the scale and the silence of standing in front of history itself. The Sphinx was just as mysterious as I'd hoped, regal and worn with time. At the Philae Temple, I ran my fingers along ancient stone, trying to imagine the hands that built it. After lunch at a cozy Egyptian spot, I devoured koshari and spicy grilled chicken. We visited the Grand Egyptian Museum. It's like walking into a modern treasure chest. The architecture alone is a marvel, but the displays, glistening relics, colossal statues, intricate jewelry brought ancient Egypt to life. Day's impression. Standing before the Great Pyramid, I didn't just see history, I felt it. Day 3. Cairo to Aswan. First glimpse of the Nile. A pre-dawn flight whisked us to Aswan. The southern sun was softer, the pace gentler. From the airport, I was taken straight to the cruise ship, my floating hotel for the next few days. After check-in and a quick lunch, we headed out to the elegant Philae Temple. Perched on an island, it felt like something out of a myth. Dedicated to Isis and Hathor, its symmetry and carvings were pure poetry in stone. Later, at the unfinished obelisk, I marveled at what could have been. Massive and fractured, it lies like a forgotten giant, whispering stories of ambition and ancient engineering. That night, we dined on board under the stars, the Nile gently rocking us into dreamland. Day's impression. The Nile at dusk, smooth as silk, carrying centuries of secrets in its current. Day 4. Calm Ombo and Edfu, temples of the gods. After breakfast, we docked at Calm Ombo, home to the twin temple of Sobek and Horus. Its unique, symmetrical, double deity and wrapped in mysticism. Carvings of ancient surgeries and crocodile mummies gave me chills. Sailing on to Edfu, I sipped hibiscus tea and watched palm trees drift by. Edfu Temple, dedicated to Horus, was one of the best preserved I've ever seen. The sheer scale, the stories carved on the walls. It was like walking through a graphic novel of the ancient world. By the time we set sail toward Esna, the river was glowing orange and purple. Day's impression. Watching Horus rise from the sandstone at Edfu made me believe in gods again. Day 5. Luxor's West Bank. into the afterlife. Today was pure grandeur. After breakfast, we crossed into Luxor's west bank. The Valley of the Kings took my breath away. The tombs plunge deep into the earth, covered in hieroglyphs that still shimmer with color. I stood in silence at the entrance of a pharaoh's tomb, overwhelmed. Then came the temple of Queen Hatshepsut, built into cliffs like a crown on a mountainside. It radiates power and grace. Our last stop, the Colossi of Memnon, stood silent and immense, guardians of forgotten ages. The afternoon drifted by with tea on the deck as we sailed gently beneath the setting sun. Day's impression? I touched eternity today, underground among the kings and queens of ancient Egypt. Day 6, Luxor's East Bank. Farewell to the Nile. Our final morning on the cruise led us to Karnak Temple. A forest of columns, each telling tales older than most nations. I wandered through the hypostyle hall, awestruck, trying to take in its impossible scale. Then Luxor Temple, a sunset masterpiece, with its obelisks and glowing sandstone. After lunch, it was time to disembark and catch the flight back to Cairo. Leaving the Nile felt like saying goodbye to a dear friend. Day's impression. In Karnak, I learned that humans can build dreams and make them last for millennia. Day 7. Goodbye, Cairo, until we meet again. On my final morning in Egypt, I had a quiet breakfast watching Cairo wake up. My transfer to the airport was smooth, but I kept looking out the window, clinging to every last frame of this unforgettable movie that had become my life for 7 days. Day's impression. Egypt isn't a destination, it's a soul-stirring story, and I got to live inside its pages.